Welcome to hell, my friends. It's just begun. And it's only just what we know about. From Futurism.com, Sports Illustrated published articles by fake AI generated writers. We asked them about it, and they deleted everything. The story is rather simple. We'll go through it. A fake AI generated person had a headshot. They create a fake headshot, create a fake account for this person with a fake bio, and then have AI create articles. I'll tell you why this is dystopian. First, your reality is becoming fake. The machine is regurgitating human thought back to humans, and it's going to absolutely destroy our ability to think. And this is going to be, man, I mean, look, on the surface, the idea that we live in a world where AI is generating articles and we don't realize we're looking at robots, this only goes in one direction. The end result being the average person plugs into the MetaLink neural device, and they go into a reality of AI generated people and stories, and it just feels better. And maybe you're in it right now. Maybe we live in a simulation. That's what they call it, but not really a simulation. Maybe we're already well past that point where, as a civilization, we've created these AI-generated realities where it's just more fun to be in. Maybe. Maybe not. I think this should be illegal. I do. I think there should be a ban on AI-generated media. It should be that humans must ultimately control the output, and only a certain percentage can be AI-generated. And it's possible. We got limitations on, how much of how much rat poop can be in your cereal, something like that. We have limits on how much a drug, how many milligrams of a drug can be prescribed, things like that. I'm going to read this story, but I don't want to bury the lead. I want to make my point. If all of our media is being auto-generated by algorithms and AI, what we use to train the AI will become its own content. And we will then become slaves to a machine to generate information and media for us. That's why I think it should be restricted. Check this out. There was something in Drew Ortiz's author biography at Sports Illustrated to suggest there's nothing to suggest that he was anything other than human. Drew has spent much of his life outdoors and is excited to guide you through his never-ending list of the best products to keep you from falling to the perils of nature. Nowadays, there is rarely a weekend that goes by where Drew isn't out camping, hiking, or just back on his parents' farm. Oh, man, is this creepy. The only problem, he doesn't exist. No social media presence. They say his photo, it actually appears on a website of AI-generated human faces for sale. The funny thing is, you don't even need to buy them. You can just click a button and generate them. Get a Midjourney subscription. Ortiz isn't the only AI-generated author published by Sports Illustrated, according to a person involved with the creation of the content who asked to be kept anonymous to protect them from professional repercussions. There's a lot. I was like, what are they? This is ridiculous. This person does not exist. At the bottom of the page, there would be a photo of a person and some fake description of them like, oh, John lives in Houston, Texas. He loves yard games and hanging out with his dog. Stuff like that. It's just crazy. Take a look at this. Here's another fake one. Tanaka didn't exist. And I think they have an image. What they're basically doing, I may be past it, is selling you products. So when this guy, is it not in here anymore? Oh, okay, right. When you pull up the article. Basically, this guy's like, do you need a volleyball? Here are some volleyballs I recommend. And they try to make it sound like a person because he's selling you a product. I think it should be illegal. They train AI by loading in articles humans have written, and then it analyzes all of them, and then it replicates it. Same thing for images. If we continue to train these large language models or image generation models, we call it AI. Some people are like, it's not really AI, Tim, you're wrong. Okay, I get it, whatever. The point is, if we continue to train them today, but the images that are appearing are all generated by AI, it's a copy of a copy of a copy. You are getting into some wild territory where things will stop making sense. Here's the crazy reality. The attempts at producing artificial general intelligence, they want an AI to function like a human being. The problem is it will have access not just to the summation of human knowledge, but the calculatory capabilities to go beyond. Here's your future. We are building AI. Right now, we have large language models like ChatGPT and Grok, and they appear to be capable of communication, but it's really just a predictive model. It is taking one word and then trying to determine what the most likely next word will be. Grok is substantially better than ChatGPT, and because it's honest. People don't like that. Oops. ChatGPT is controlled, garbled nonsense. You can't even get a real answer out of it because it's so scared of being politically incorrect. It's annoying. I'm not allowed to answer that because, oh, shut up. But they believe, the people who are working on this, that this is the fastest path towards artificial general intelligence. The moment. And I'll tell you this, they can already program themselves. They can already code themselves. This is how crazy it is. The moment we get a true AI, we pass that point of singularity, we will have created a god. Now, little g, not big G. We will have created something that is several orders of magnitude more powerful than our minds, and will just know everything. It'll know everything. Now, there's some good. Let's talk about the good. Let's say we want to cure a disease. Once the AI machine, the network, has access to all medical data of all humans, combined with chemical reactions and all the knowledge that we have, it will still require some research and data collection. But for the most part, you'll be able to go to the Oracle device and say, here is the patient's medical history, provide for them the cure. And the computer will be able to instantly generate cures for any disease. It will be able to instantly generate new technologies. You'll say, how do we teleport matter? And it will instantly build a schematic. Why? It's like a Sedoku puzzle. When a human is given a Sedoku puzzle, I love the blank ones. It's like, you just make it, I guess. I don't know. But there are very difficult Sudoku puzzles where, you guys know Sudoku, right? There's it's how many blocks is it? You've got 3 by 3, and then you've got 3 by 3 by 3, I think it is. So it's 3 blocks by 3 blocks with 3 blocks by 3 blocks inside. And the goal is to write the numbers 1 through 9 in every line, as well as in every box. Sudoku is so much fun. I love that puzzle game. It's great. Well, what happens is, this is basic logic. You look at a box, there's one space left, and the number 8 has not appeared in that box. You know for a fact it's the 8, no question. Then you get another box. There are 2 numbers missing, 6 and 5. And you say, well, I don't know which one's 6 or 5. Aha, but on the line, there's already a 6. Therefore, that one must be 5. Scale that up to mass AI levels. And you're going to say, here's the data we've collected so far on this machine. Here's what we know about quantum physics. The AI is then going to take everything it knows about particle A, B, C, D, E, F, G, the speeds by which they've collided. There's going to be a bunch of holes missing. But the computer is going to be able to say, probabilistically, it's most likely these things. You won't know for sure. You won't be able to do the test itself. But then we'll say, okay, we'll do the test and say, turns out it was 5. And the AI will add that to its database and keep going. The rate by which the machines will be able to then build autonomous devices that can run the experiments for themselves, oh boy, it's going to get crazy. The first step in the singularity is we already have robotics. We already have batteries and data and scientific data on energy density. The AI will be able to instantly give us a schematic for solid state batteries that can allow us to operate these Boston Dynamics robots super easily and build better ones. Then we will simply say, do the research, and we'll let the machine do what it wants. You'll come to it one day and say, I'd like to fly. I want here's a schematic for a device that you can wear that will allow you to fly. It will find the secrets of anti-gravity. It could even tell you whether or not time travel is possible. It will be able to accurately predict everything. So here's what could happen. Let's say you're wearing glasses with a camera that are wirelessly connected to the AI. You can watch a guy at a roulette table, you know where they spin the ball? And when he spins the ball will start spinning. And then within seconds, you'll see the calculations. It'll tell you the likely numbers. It'll be, it'll say the most likely numbers are going to be this. While it's spinning, you then go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 with your $10 or your $5 chip, and you're going to hit. Don't believe me? It used to be possible. This is true. So back in the day, early roulette tables, what do they call them? Crapiers? I believe that might be craps. But the roulette dealer would spin the ball, and people watching would start to they would so that the people spinning the ball would typically spin it the same way from the same spot every time. And so what they would do is they would see where the ball was spun from. Okay, right when he put his hand in there, 14 passed by, he spun it. Then it landed on 26. And they say, okay, so here's the range. People accurately started predicting the numbers it would land on, because what they would do is they would bet in a window. So on a roulette wheel, you have the numbers are all spread out, right? They're not in order. But you could go something like 0, 7, 26, 11. I don't know the exact numbers, but these are like a basic window. So it's a portion of the wheel. The person would spin from around the same spot every time, and you knew whatever the number was on, it was plus 12 and then a range of 5. That's crazy, but this is what they do. Still possible to this day, don't get me wrong. It's just a lot harder, I'll tell you why. So a human being would just be like, every time he spins the ball, the average amount of force that he's applying, because he has the same technique every time, results in the ball going around 16 times before landing in a window, which is typically 67% of the time within this range. So they would bet that range. The person would spin, then because after the person spins the ball, you are then allowed to still make bets until they finally say no more bets. So he puts the ball in, he whips it around, and he put his hand, the 0 passed by, and then you go, okay, plus 14. So now he's at double 0 to, insert number. I'll bet all of those in that window. Boom, you hit. You keep hitting. Your odds of winning are really high. What they did was they added bumps and grooves to the roulette wheel to disrupt the ability to calculate. This is crazy. It's crazy, a true story. And there was even these crazy stories where the casino once went to one of the dealers and said, stop the way you're spinning, change it up. And he went, no. They were like, put your hand in a different spot, because people were tracking and predicting this. Not perfectly, but with enough edge to actually win bigly. So now there's weird bumps that they're left in there, and they go up and they go left and right and up and down. That way it increases randomness. Same thing is true for craps. You can actually learn to skill shot craps dice to land on the numbers you want. I'm not exaggerating. What did they do? They said the dice have to hit the back wall, and they added bumps to increase the randomness. An AI is going to be able to see the dice thrown in midair and tell you what it'll land on. Not perfectly, it'll give you probabilities but I think it's even possible that with the AI capabilities, it could get to 100% and tell you exactly what the number is going to be. Calculating speed and everything perfectly, it knows where everything's going to be. That's crazy, because when that happens, they can predict everything, where you're going. Facebook already knows when you're going to poop. You think it's funny, but it's true. We are getting to that point. AI will know everything about you. You'll say, why am I sad? You are sad because you need to eat salt. Like, what? That's it? Like, you're low in iron, so it's causing a depression. Vitamin C. Or it's like, you will be told what to do, and you'll be given your best course of action. And then your fate, your life is just determined, because there is a best course of action. Let me tell you, my friends, I love poker. Fun game. And I know there is a right way to play poker. There really is. It's called Game Theory Optimal. And a lot of people who are really into it and want to win tournaments and stuff are studying their charts on how do you play this hand in this position and do this and do that. Because it's a relatively, I think it's a solved game, Texas Hold'em. But the issue is the human element. That's what I like in the game. I don't want to, when I go to the poker tables, there's basic rules where it's like, so I basically know my opening hand ranges. This means where you are at the table in relation to what's called the button. You're not going to know a lot about poker. Just hear me out. You'll be given 2 cards, and you look at them. And let's say you have ace, king of spades. That's one of the best possible hands you can have. You can make a bet. You can raise. You have a really good hand. Let's say you get 7-2 spade and heart. That's the worst hand. You're just going to fold that one. That's how the book tells you to play, because computers have solved for it. So no matter where you are, no matter what cards you get, there is a computer model telling you how to play. and how to play perfectly. And that's so lame. So what I like to do is I like to make weird bets and play weird hands. Meaning, yes, often I'm in a weird losing position, but I love it when the other players are like, I have no idea what he's doing. That's the point, man. We're people. We do human things that don't often make sense for the same reason you might want them to make sense. If you're playing and you're playing a computer model by the book, congratulations. How boring is that? You may as well just have a program play for you. Me, I like to look the guy in the eyes as he looks down at his hand and he's all confused and he doesn't know what to do. And then he looks at me and he's like, does he got aces? Does he have threes? What's he doing? And so sometimes I make weird calls, and when I win, they get so angry. But that's the point of the game. It's fun. And you have low odds. I've made calls with like a 5% chance to win, and then I hit it, and they're like, "What? How did you? Hubba?" And I'm like, "It's for your expression right now," because the likelihood is I was going to lose the bet, but I really, really wanted the situation where I hit it. You see what I'm saying? Like maybe you go there just to play the game because you want to win the money. My point is sometimes it's not the money I want to win. It's I want that 5 of hearts to come so I get that straight flush, a 1-outer. Why would you make that bet? So a guy bets $10, then I call and they're like, you called with that? I'm like, yes, because it's not about winning the $10. It's about hitting that rare opportunity, that rare probability. My point is this, man, the AI world is going to suck. You're going to have people floating around with brain devices that tell them how to live. And it's not going to be an issue of they're forcing you to do it. It's going to be my life is perfect when I follow the instructions of the machine. Yeah, man, I guess. But is that really how anyone's going to want to live? I think so. You'll be born into it and you won't know any other way to live. The machine shall provide. But it'll be sure wild if the machine ever goes down. I don't think it will. We're passing that point of singularity. The machine will just run itself. It will maintain itself. It will build what it needs. And you will just do whatever it tells you to do because that's the perfect path to do. Let's say you stubbed your toe. What if you had a device that would tell you, lift your right leg now? And you did, and you didn't stub your toe. You sure wish you didn't stub your toe. What if you're a pro athlete and you're making a play and you tear your ACL? Could be career ending. Let's say you're wearing your neural device and it says, sit this play out. You go, okay. And then you don't tear your ACL because it knew that there was a 73% probability of injury based on the play and your position. And it calculated, says injury rate extremely high, sit out. And so they swap someone else in and avoid injuries. Imagine avoiding car accidents. The AI will drive your car for you. There is going to be a perfect way to do everything. And the scary thing is when tragedy happens, because tragedy will be inevitable, people will just accept it because the machine told them that's what it was. That's how scary things are going to be. I do think it'll be cool where you can go to a machine and say, can you create a schematic for a high functioning jetpack? And then using all of the knowledge of humans have gathered so far, the AI will, like a Sedoku puzzle, complete it and say, here is a small, lightweight device that can allow an individual to fly with ease using, jet propulsion, or maybe even discovering the properties of anti-gravity, and then figuring out a way to create a suit you can wear so you can fly, like Iron Man. I believe anything's possible. I believe all we have to do is figure out how to manipulate energy better. And the more we do it, the better and crazier things become. AI is going to be able to maximize resolutions, Neuralink properly. It's going to brute force the science needed to accurately plug a brain into a computer. Right now, you've got all these trials with animals. They lay these thin copper wires on, neurons and whatever, and send signals and try to send and receive. And it's very difficult. We've done a little bit so far. They've now begun the process of human trials in Neuralink to help cure the blind, cure people who are paralyzed. It's very difficult to figure out how to read and write to a human brain, though. An AI system will be able to brute force that and solve for that problem by trying every possible iteration as fast as it can until it figures it out. And then there will be the configuration phase. You'll get your Neuralink. You'll plug it in. In fact, they could probably do it wirelessly. You'll get your Neuralink. You'll attach it to your node on your neck. The computer will then say, analyzing, because every human brain is unique and not programmed the exact same way like a computer is. It will say, brute forcing, configuring, It will then analyze your brain and figure out exactly how to read and write to your brain and where everything is stored to properly install memories, install abilities, give you knowledge or experiences. The crazy thing is, it can probably even begin to reprogram your body to change what your body is. AI could create formulas and probably create viruses that will alter your DNA and cause you to become something else. Make you weird, chimeric. Who knows? The possibilities are endless. It's going to be wild, man. In the meantime, my position is simply this. We should not allow AI to make content because it will rot our brains. We will be fed copies of copies of copies. No more original thought, no more new development, the machine doing it all for you. The idea of AI music, just go live in your fake virtual world now, if that's what you want. I'll leave it there. Next segment is coming up tonight at 8 p.m. over at youtube.com/TimcastIRL. Thanks for hanging out, and I'll see you all then.